Hey guys, it's me, Alex, once again, and you're probably thinking to yourself, Alex, you need to stop making videos about the DS and 3DS. Well, no. Today will probably be the last video about the 3DS, unless I do more pickups, and the DS. Actually, I haven't talked about the DS yet. So we're going to be going through my collection of my 3DS and my DS collection. Now, with the 3DS, I'm also going to be talking about, my digital content as well, like such as the DS, DSi content, the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, the NES, and just other random games that are just kind of on here. And I'll give opinions on ones that I've actually played. So, yes, I've actually played, yeah. Because I have a lot of virtual console games on here, too, that I haven't touched. So, let's get with the DS first, because that's the least amount of games I have for it. I used to have a lot more, but I was a stupid young little child when I decided to sell my retro games to, now retro, to, either, I don't think it was GameStop, but I think it was my local game store from SoundGaround. Yeah, possibly that. But at least I got more money out of it than I would if I didn't. Sorry, apologies for the sniffing. My allergies are just terrible right now. Don't know why. So let's get on with the collection. Now, the first game we have is Ultimate Spider-Man. This is not a good game, in my opinion. I would get to the Venom section, and it would just be so boring, and I would just kind of quit after that. It's not fun. It's not bad, I should say. It's just not fun at all. Now, what's weird about this game is I've had the case for this for years, but I lost the cartridge for years too. And I would always find the cartridge, and then I couldn't find the case. Or then I would find the case, and then I couldn't find the cartridge. And I was like, okay. So I eventually just looked throughout my entire closet, my just room in general, and I found both, and put them together. I was like, yes, finally. So, hooray for that. It was an okay game. I wouldn't recommend it. And for some reason, it's like 40, 50 bucks. Don't know why. The next I have on both Wii U, actually no, I don't have this on Wii U. You can get on Wii U, is Pokemon Ranger. This is kind of an okay Pokemon game, I guess. It's an interesting twist. I mean, you don't really have a Pokemon party. It's more so about just like getting random Pokemon you'd see on the field that would help you progress through certain areas, like break a rock, surf over this, cut that, yada, 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 you know what I mean? Pretty much just HM Pokemon. And you would have to use the touchscreen and circle around it like freaking fast to catch them. Some of them were a pain in the ass unless you use like, enhancements or something like that. And it was an alright game, I guess, but nothing to write home about. Next, I'll just put these together. Well, I'll talk about the first one first. Is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. This is also, I also saw, oh my god, I can't speak. This is also on the Wii U. And I was like, ooh, I want to get that. So, but I didn't. Not yet. So, this game, not too bad. It's pretty simple dungeon crawler. Doesn't have really a compelling, well, not really compelling, but more so an okay story. It's not as good as the second entries. Entries, because there's like 3 versions of it. Story. But pretty good gameplay. If you can find it for cheap, I would definitely go for it. Alright. And then we have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Darkness. My favorite in the entry, of all the entries so far. If they make a remake of this on the Wii U, or not the Wii U, that thing's dead. That's sad. If they make a remake of this, like Explorers of the Sky or whatever, or Explorers of Sky, on Switch, I'd be like, yes! And I'd grab that. But this is a fantastic game on its own. And I definitely recommend it. I think it's the Explorers of Sky, which is basically the ultimate version of this. Kind of like how they do, like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and then Platinum kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, sure, okay, great game. Definitely would pick it up. Next are my Pokemon games. Now, first we have Pokemon Black. Now, Pokemon Black is probably my second favorite in terms of the Generation 5 games, because, and one my favorite generation up to Generation 2, like it goes Gen 5, then Gen 2 as my favorites. And holy shit, the music in this game is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And the story, it's actually a little more mature than most Pokemon games. Well, not like just super dark and whatever, but you know, it tackles a little more like stuff than usual. So I'm like, okay, cool. And fantastic game, and like, you know, animated sprites for the first time, and like constantly animated, not just for moves. And the engine was much faster than Diamond and Pearl, and I don't know where those games went. I had them, but now they're gone. Or I had Pearl, but now it's gone. And oops. And I'll talk about this Pokemon Platinum I had. I gave to my friend, or sold my friend. Couldn't find the case. I find the case, so now I have a case with no game. Oh boy. So, now we're going to move on to Part 2, Pokemon Black 2. My favorite, like entry in the modern series. If you go, I call the classic series the Game Boy and probably the GBA at this point. The DS and 3DS I kind of consider the middle era, and now we have the Switch. But, you know, it's going to change over time. The story in this is really good. It's an actual continuation from Black 1 and White 1. And I'm like, okay, cool. Different main character, but whatever. It kind of ties in towards the end as to like, oh, this person had this Pokemon from, you know, a couple of years ago, etc., etc. But yeah, it's a little darker, and the music once again is phenomenal. And I'd say it's probably, these both probably are the best soundtrack things in Pokemon ever. So yeah, definitely would recommend picking Black 2 up if you can. It's a shame that Pokemon games never came to Wii U Virtual Console, considering they can do that. But yeah. Now the last DS game, it wasn't really like, oh, I'll save that for last. Next is Mario Kart DS. Fantastic game. Looks kind of ugly now, but it has some pretty good like controls and stages. I mean, it was like everyone's favorite until probably Mario Kart 8. And now, yeah, there's no reason to go back to it. It's just a nice little game if you want to go back and play on your DS if you're feeling nostalgic. Or if you have a Wii U, you can download it on the Virtual Console for cheaper than getting a physical copy. So why don't you do that instead? Now, the final DS game I have is Pokemon Heart Gold. And this is my favorite Gen 4 like Pokemon game, because this is a remake on the Gen 4 engine, but it is so good. Like, I can't, like, the graphics look great, the music's great, the story is pretty much like exactly the same, except they kind of refined it a little bit. Like, they changed the town aesthetics they changed a few of the character designs to kind of make it feel like it's more in tune with like a real town or something like that. They added like a place for some legendaries you can get on, I think they're legendaries, on Cinnawood Island. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then they got, of course, Kanto, which was a little bit bigger because they can hold some more space. And I think they implemented the Safari too. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, this is worth picking up. But the problem is, it's expensive as fuck. $120 something for just the gaming case. But if you want the little fancy knick-knack that came with it, this case is a little beat up, so I'm trying to be careful with opening it. Come on out. Is this the Pokewalker? Now, my friend Frankie, he said he had one of these, and he went to a Barnes & Noble or something like that. He was playing the game. It fell out of his pocket. He went to go back and look for it, and it was gone. That sucks. That really sucks. This thing's kind of expensive, too. It's the most accurate, like, Pace Walker, I think they're called, ever made. Nintendo was, like, a wizard with this shit, I swear. But you would basically take a Pokemon from this game, and you would transfer it to this. You could walk around with it, have it gain experience. I don't know what is even on this one, to be honest. At the moment, it's dead. I have to put new batteries in, but there's no reason to if I'm not going to use it. And you could also do little battles, find some wild Pokemon that you'd catch, and it would transfer back to your PC. It was a neat little concept. I liked it. Too bad they never actually used it for Gen 5 or anything, but a nice experiment. I would have liked to see them expand upon this, but we'll see. Maybe they'll have a phone app. I can't speak. My nose is just killing me. That's why I can't speak very well today. So that was that there for the DS. Let me just put these back here in alphabetical order. Apologies. Next is my 3DS collection. Now we're going to be going from backwards. We're going to go from Z to A. First, we have Tomodachi Life. I was kind of curious about this one. I was like, okay, we finally get to do something proper with the Miis. And I was like, okay, all right. And not gonna lie, it's a pretty decent, like, life sim for the Miis, I guess. It's fun in spurts, I guess, but when I first got it, I played for hours. And that's not how you're supposed to play it. And I got kind of bored of it pretty quick, but it was fun for what it was at the time, but there's really no point in going back to it now. And next, you've seen this game before, is Tales of the Abyss. Now, this is a remaster or port of a PS2 RPG. Didn't know that was an RPG on the PS2. And it's actually kind of expensive, like 80 bucks, 90 bucks. This was about 45 for me. So I was like, okay, cool. And it's a pretty good game. The combat is a little bit, but the story's pretty good so far. So I just kind of have it on auto battle unless I need to take control if somebody's dying. Because I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's not very hard to understand, but it's just kind of, I feel like it doesn't work sometimes. But regardless, it's still a pretty good game. I recommend picking up the 3DS. Or you can pick these games up on the eShop now before it shuts down. Because, like, there's some games a year that are going to go up or are already up. Next is a launch title for the 3DS was Super Monkey Ball 3D. I'm surprised I held on to this one. I sold, like, Star Fox 64, stupidly, Mario 3D Land. I made dumb decisions. And now I don't want to do, like, some of my games anymore. So, this was a good little game to play at launch. I mean, it wasn't, like, the most in-depth thing ever. God forbid. Or, I don't know. It was just a nice little snack for a game. Nothing big, nothing too small, just right. Control's pretty good. The 3D effect is actually really good too, but that was during the era when the 3D was really being utilized, before they were just like, meh. Next is a game I don't have anymore, but I have its case still. I think somebody stole it from me. Pokemon Y. Pokemon Y, I honestly don't like Gen 6. It controls not that great. I mean, you can use the D-pad to go in 8 directions. You can do that in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. But with the thumbstick, at first, it only lets you move in 8 directions still. I'm like, that's a little bizarre. Why can't I run in 360 directions? Or all 8 directions, whatever. And you can with the skates, but you go way too fast, in my opinion. I wish you could control the speed. But you also have the bike, but I don't like to use the bike all the time. I don't know, just the controls just bugged me in this game, and I just lost interest and never finished it. I didn't get that far, and I just put it down. I was expecting even better stuff after Gen 5, but it just didn't hit me right. Now, this is the best utilization of the Gen 6 engine, is Omega Ruby. This is a really good game. I put a lot of hours into this. It's a remake, of course, but it like really expands upon it. It's kind of like how Fire Red Leaf Green and Heart Gold Soul Silver added extra content. This is a lot of stuff. You can fly anywhere you want, like over the whole world in the game, and you can like land anywhere you want. You got extra little islands with special Pokemon on them, or you can find legendaries over there. It's really cool. And then they have a I think it's like a Delta episode or something like that, and you can like you get a Rayquaza or a Rayquaza, however you want to say it. I know it's Rayquaza, but Rayquaza sounds cooler. You go out into space and you fight Deoxys and you catch him. So I guess Game Freak heard about that rumor back in the day of waiting until the rocket reached a certain amount of like launches. When it hit number 100, you could go to space and fight Deoxys. I think they kind of followed up on that on purpose. It's actually kind of funny. Next is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Gates to Infinity. Never finished it. It's okay. It's just a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game on the 3DS with a little bit more of a meh story. Looks good, and I don't know, I didn't really get into this one too much. And I don't think I get into Super Mystery Dungeon either. I heard that one's not that great either, so it's okay, I guess. But I would just recommend picking up the remake on the Switch right now, or the Wii U Virtual Console DS games. Now, next we have Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and this is a good game. Me and my friend Terry, we played this to death online, and I don't remember how many hours I put into it, definitely over 150, but it was a little hard to play because I didn't have the fancy, hoary Monster Hunter Cross grip, but if I did, oh my god, because I would get hand cramps. I couldn't play it anymore for a couple hours, so I'd say, dude, I can't play it anymore, my hands hurt. So I was like, so it was a great game. I wish it came out on the Wii U like the third game did, but it didn't sell well on the Wii U, so I could see why Capcom just said, no. And then we're going to go back to Monster Hunter 3. I had the Wii U version. I put over 380 hours, I think, into that game. It was my first Monster Hunter game, and let me tell you, first great impression. Great impressions. I watched like reviews about how to get into the game, because it doesn't really explain too much on how to do such things very well. But it's still great. Like, the combat is a little clunky, but that's how it's supposed to be, to kind of make you think, oh shit, it's kind of like Dark Souls, I guess you could say, the original. Like, the controls are a little clunky and hard to control, but that's part of the gameplay. But fantastic, pretty good graphics for the 3DS, I'd say. A little bit too pixelated or jaggy in some areas. Wii U version's a lot sharper. But what's cool about this is that you can transfer your data between the Wii U and 3DS versions. So say you're playing on the Wii U, you play a shit ton of that, and you have this with no data on it, and you just say, hey, I want to bring my character over to this and play it on the go. And it actually supports the second analog stick, or the second thumbstick. So that's really fucking neat. I think, well, yeah. So you can use like the new 3DS or the DS with that weird Sega CD looking attachment, Circle Pad Pro thingy. It was cool, but I wish Nintendo made a proper second thumbstick on the new 3DS. But it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting it anytime soon, because it's dead. Alright. So then you would put your data on this, play it a shit ton of where you're going in the car or something for a long ride. When you get back home, transfer it back to your Wii U. It's cool. I like it. I really like it. Next is Mario Kart 7. Yes, Mario. And pretty good game. It was my favorite at the time after Wii came out, because it had traditional controls, but it was a little bit hand crampy, because this is when the original DS or 3DS model came out, and that thing was small. But the 3DS XL was a little bit better to play on. But pretty good entry, but there's no reason to go back to it today, because 8 is just so much better. And it has a lot of DLC coming, so woohoo. Next is a game I did not finish, is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, or Luigi's Mansion 2. It's an okay game. Definitely not as good as the first one, but it's not as good as the third one either. So it's like the worst of the three. I can understand because they're kind of limited to the 3DS hardware at the time. But when they did the remake of Luigi's Mansion 1 out of the 3DS, it was a lot better. Not perfect, but a lot better. So it had okay graphics in this, but a little too cartoony for me. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about my sniffing. And I was like, okay, good game. But the looks, again, the ghost didn't really look that cool. I like the look of the ones in the first game. They just fit perfectly. So that was good. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Besides having Monster Hunter 4 by itself, I have the Ultimate Edition. Or, sorry, Collector's Edition. I don't have the statue in here, but I lost one of the wings, and the wings don't stay on very well. But it was pretty cool. But everything else is in here. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty nice. So, yeah, pretty cool Collector's Edition. I was pretty happy to get that back then. Alright, next, I did not play this very much. It was a gift, but Lego Hobbit. It's alright. I don't really have much to say about this. If you're going to play it, just get it on the consoles. So, that's that. Next are 2 copies of Ocarina of Time? Yeah, 2 copies of Ocarina of Time. Now, one does not have a game in it. Let's see which one doesn't have a game in it. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Yes. Aha! We know this. I know which one's the first print because the first print has the 25th anniversary in it. And they only made a very small amount in comparison to how many people wanted it for the 3DS. Somebody stole the cartridge. So I was like, you son of a bitch. But then I got a newer copy later on, which is this. It did not come with the 25th anniversary. So, yeah, this is definitely like a second print. But makes me wonder, how much is the first print worth, you know? Like, what is this thing even for? Let me open it up. Oh. This came out, this came out before Skyward Sword, I think. Yeah. Coming fall 2011. Yeah, this is the Wii Shop. This is before, oh my god, I can't believe this is before the Wii U. On the Wii Shop, you can get Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and Majora's Mask. Where's Link to the Past? And you can also get Link's Awakening DX coming soon to the Nintendo eShop on the 3DS. So that was cool. Huh. I never noticed that. That's cool. Okay, so there we go. We have the first print and the second print of Ocarina of Time. But I need to get the cartridge. I don't think there's really any difference between the cartridges, but it'd be nice just to get one to, fill up. Next is Majora's Mask 3D. I haven't played this too much. It supports the circle pad, like the little circle, the C stick or C nub, and it works well as a camera. I wish Ocarina of Time had an update to do some compatibility with it, but it works great. If you don't have the grip, it works okay, but if you have the grip that I mentioned, it works like a dream. So I may like this version, but again, me and Frank are gonna be playing it when it comes out pretty damn soon, because I think it comes out tomorrow. If they're recording this video, we'll have to see. So it's okay so far. I didn't like it originally, but we're gonna see. We are going to see, and I'll give an update on that. Next is Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance 3D, or Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. Pretty fun game for the 3DS. I've played it without the extra thumbstick, because this is one of the games that supported it right at the very beginning, and without I remember playing it only without it because the demo didn't support it. It doesn't make any sense. So the demo didn't use it. The camera was really bad, and you had to use hit L&R at the same time to lock on enemies. It just didn't work very well at all. And when they let you use the CirclePad Pro, it was a lot better, but they didn't have ZR and ZL yet, so there were still some limitations. Would I recommend getting this? No. I'd just say get the HD collection that has it. It plays so much better. Now, these are probably my favorite games on here, besides, what's it called? Ocarina of Time. Is this one I mentioned in the last video. It was coming in the mail, and it did shortly after the video came out, so I could have waited. But we have Fantasy Life, or Fantasy Life Origin Islands, or Island, if you get the DLC on here. So if you don't have this game, get it, because it's like, right, I got it for like $60, and or it's like, normally on eShop it's like $40, but try to get it on eShop, or get a physical copy. I recommend just getting a physical copy, because this is going to go up. Like, get out there, go get it. It's a fantastic game. It's neat. It's by Level 5, and they make great games. And you're basically just like picking any kind of life you want to choose, like a job, basically. You know, mining, woodcutting, fishing, crafting, alchemy, you know, combat, stuff like that. It's really cool. And yeah, fun game, but get the DLC too before the eShop shuts down. I don't know if it's worth it yet, but it is only like $8, $9. Great deal, honestly. So next is Dragon Quest VII. This is a pretty fun game. I already mentioned this before in the last video, but it's a pretty fun game, and I don't really need to go over the plot summary too much more again. It's just, you have fragments to pick up, and you put them in these pedestal things, and then when they all fill up, these areas of the world show back up. It's pretty cool. You have to go into the past and fix something there, and then, well, sometimes I think you go to the past every time, but you have to go to the past and fix something, and then it reappears as a new island in the modern age, and yeah, it's cool. It has fun gameplay too. This is going up in price too, so pick it up as soon as you can. I got it digitally for $40 back in the day. And then, not the day, back when it first came out, and then I decided, hey, I want the physical copy, because that's going to go up. Now, next is, this is not rare. This is one of my favorite games for a long time on the 3DS, Animal Crossing New Leaf. Whew, I put a lot of hours on this one. It's a fun little, like, casual game where you pay off your debts. You know, you can go visit the little town area, shop, change your hair, get other, like, get fossils, bugs, fish, sell them, donate them to the museum, you know, talk to villagers, become friends with them, exchange items, whatever they want to, send them mail, they'll send you mail back. You can go to, like, a special island that lets you catch bugs. You can play mini games. It has online, and it was really fun at the time. But yeah, pretty good game. So that is my physical collection. Now we're gonna go through the digital collection. First, I have actually, this is something that's kind of cool to show off, because I was one of the people that bought it at launch. Is the Ambassador Certificate. That means I was able to get some, like, NES games and Game Boy Advance games. I don't know why Game Boy Advance never came out for this. They say it's hard to make them work, but they made it work. I don't get it. So, let's go with the first one. So, we're going to go with the NES games first. We have Super Mario Brothers. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, these are mostly the free games. So, then we have Legend of Zelda. Not bad. Then we have the Mysterious Murasame Castle. This is a Japanese-only game, but it's okay. It's a little hard, but it's okay. Donkey Kong Jr., okay. Balloon Fight, okay. Yoshi? Okay. Or Yoshi's Cookie. Ice Climber, okay. I don't really have much to say about these NES games, but let's just name them off, you know. NES Open Tournament Golf, okay. Metroid, okay. Zelda 2, okay. Wrecking Crew, okay. That's it for the NES. Alright, now we're going to go to the GB, or Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Some of these I have a lot more to say about. But let's get through. I put these in alphabetical order. So we have Pokemon Crystal. Now, what is very cool about this version of Gen 2? Yeah, I know I sound like I'm really excited. And Gen 1. Let's talk about Gen 1 first. Gen 1, if you get Pokemon Yellow, they implemented the Pikachu Surf minigame in there without the need to go get your N64 out and, go friggin' plug it in with an adapter, etc. It's pretty cool. So, okay. That's a big deal. Now, Gen 2, they restored for us, for the first time into the game, the Celebi event quest. You would just basically beat the game. You would visit the Pokemon Center in Goldenrod, I think. And then you would leave almost go in and start to leave, and a woman would stop you, give you this thing called the GS ball. And I imagine it's like gold silver ball. That was supposed to be used in the anime, but they scrapped it. So now we get to actually use it for the first time. So you take it to Kurt, and Kurt will be like, ooh, and you have to wait 24 hours, and he'll give it back to you. I cheated, and I used the time clock change, little code trick, and he gave it back to me. Went to the Ilex Forest, went to the shrine, and Celebi appeared, and I caught it. And I was like, wow, that's neat, I always wanted to do that. I wanted to get Celebi for years as a kid, like in that game, but I was like, how do I make him appear? But that's why. Yeah, we didn't have these fancy phones that Nintendo wanted to use to link to this thing and then link to the Game Boy. I don't know how it worked. So, pretty cool. Next, we have Mario Kart Super Circuit. Haven't played that one, actually. Pokemon trading card game. I played a little bit of this. It's okay. I'm not really good at the trading card game. This could help me, but yeah, it's not bad, actually. So I recommend picking that up. Then we have Yoshi's Island at Super Mario Advance 3. Now, this is these are the Game Boy Advance games, too, that you can't buy, and you can't change any button layout. So that's a little strange, in my opinion. So it's not really quite a virtual console game, but whatever. Fun game. Love it. Don't 100% it. Great controls. Why not 100% it? Because there's no point to. There's no point to. Yeah, great controls, great graphics, like I said, and just a fun game. It's definitely not Super Mario World 2, as I put it back then. Then we have Wario Land 3. I think I played a little bit of this. It was okay. It was fun. Wario Land 2, I don't think I played that, but pretty fun, I would say, if it is. Wario Land 4. Now, Wario Land 4, that's a fun game. That's, controls great, it's funny, and it has good graphics as well. Again, controls great. It's just a fun game. Didn't finish it. WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games. Didn't play this one yet, so I have no opinion. Donkey Kong Land. Now, this is when the Donkey Kong games, before they were taken off the eShop in November 2012, and went back up in 2014 or 15, one of the 2 years, and they added the Donkey Kong Land games to the 3DS. I'm like, oh shit, that's weird, or rare to see them back. Then they add the DKC games as well, and I don't know if they add Donkey Kong Country GBC, but we'll see. It's weird. The locations you go to, the controls aren't that great, but it's okay. It's neat. Then we have Donkey Kong 94. Now it's a fun game. You have so many levels to go through. Mario's got back somersault jump. It's fun. Next is Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Didn't play this, so nothing. Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones. I played a little bit of this. It was okay. I'm not a big Fire Emblem fan, but I feel like RTSs, sure. Real-time strategies, okay. F-Zero Maximum Velocity. I think I played a little bit of this on the Wii U, and it's okay. It controls kind of It's a little bit stiff, but not a bad game. Then we have the Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. Pretty good game. I actually like this one a little bit. I think I got stuck or something, or I don't know what it was, and I just didn't feel like going back to finish it. Then we have Metroid Fusion. Very good game. I actually didn't like it on this because the button layout was weird, and I don't know, no save states either, because I like the save scum. Until I got on the Wii U, and I started playing it. I love it. I haven't finished it, but I love it. Then we have Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. I think I played this a little bit. I can't remember much about it, though. So, not bad. And then I got Harvest Moon from the GBC. I know there's 2 more on there. I want to get them before they the eShop shuts down because, oh boy, that's going to be expensive. Next we have, this isn't that many. We have DS and DSi. First we have WarioWare Touch DL Nintendo. This was actually from their old Club Nintendo site. I had enough gold coins, I believe, to redeem one of the games they had on the selection. And I picked WarioWare. I didn't know where my copy was. Then I found my copy not long after, so now I have 2 copies of it. Now I have the case for WarioWare. So, whatever. Then we have a DSi game called, what is it called? Liberation Maiden. It's an okay shoot 'em up, I'd say. I don't remember how I got this on the DS, but it's DSiWare, so it's pretty fun stuff. And I think this is a DSi game, but Game & Watch Mario Cement Factory. Never played it. Then we have Metal Torrent. Pretty good shoot 'em up as well. Not too bad, but not really worth it today. Then we have a limited release back when they did the Ambassador thing. Is Zelda 4 Swords Anniversary Edition. And it's okay to play by yourself, but you gotta play with friends if you really want to experience. I don't really understand the point of the game, honestly. It's just, I pop it in and be like, okay, play for 5-10 minutes and then shut it off. So, not too bad. Now we got 2 sections. We now got one last section. And that is system apps. Or 2 sections of games, like regular games, and then 3D classics. 3D classics. First we have Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. Pretty good. Pretty damn good ports of Sonic 1 and 2. They added the spin dash, and the 3D stuff is really cool. Well, they actually try pretty hard with it. And yeah, definitely. I definitely recommend picking those 2 up. But they have the Sega 3D Classics collection of the physical copy for the 3DS, so you might as well just pick that up instead, honestly. Then they have 2 Nintendo 3D Classics. These were the only 2 that came out at the time. I never picked up the other ones because I just didn't care. Is Xevious, which is okay, forward shmup, whatever. Japan loves it. I don't know. Yeah. Then we have the greatest SNES game, Urban Champion. Oh, yeah. It's amazing. But it actually looks really good in 3D. I like the effort they put into that. They could have done some better games, but they had demos for like Mario, Super Mario World, and a few others at like their E3 like demonstration. And we were like, ooh, but they never actually went with it. Alright, so let's go with the other games I have. We have Nintendo Badge Arcade, free to play, and I was like, let's get some badges. So I did. It's just okay. It's a money sucker, but I didn't put too much money into it. Luigi's Mansion Remake, digitally. I don't know why I didn't get it physically, but I wanted it at that moment. Now we didn't have enough time to get it physically, so there we go. We got a digital version. Hyrule Warriors Legends. I wanted this for the extra content, but I ended up not playing it so much because it just doesn't feel right on the 3DS, even with the new model. I don't know. I prefer the Switch version. It has everything in it, and it's all HD. So, just get that instead. Then we have Pokemon Sun. Good game, but a little too hand-holdy. Graphics look okay, controls are pretty good. I like the art style, but nothing much to say about that. Alright. Oh, then I caught the legendary that you catch at the end of the game after you go through the credits. And I thought, oh, you can just reset, like the old games after the credits. Nope. I had to do the Elite Four parts over again. I wasn't happy. Next is Mighty Gunvolt. I think I got this for free. It's a pretty fun little game. It's short, and you can get DLC for it. It's like $3. I would just pick it up because, again, eShop shut down. So there you go. Pretty fun game. Pokemon Bank. Yeah. Harmonite. Harmonite's a pretty fun little rhythm-based game by Game Freak, and I played the demo back years ago, and I never ended up picking it up. And I thought, I should just get this now, because I always wanted to try it, the full thing. Ironfall Invasion demo, I never bought the full thing, but might as well pick it up before the eShop shuts down, right? Excuse me. Next we have Pokemon Picross. Never played it. Pokemon Shuffle. I played this a lot on the 3DS at the time, but I played it more so on mobile. It's a money sucker, and it's fun. Next is Rollin' Western, or Dylan's Rollin' Western. It's okay. It's an okay exclusive. Didn't play this yet, but Kirby Clash Deluxe, Team Kirby Clash Deluxe, however you want to pronounce it. I played the Wii U styled version, I think, but not bad. Next is Pokemon Rumble World. Not bad. Free to play game, but again, microtransactions. Pretty simple. This is something I think that was free, was Pokedex 3D. It's just a 3D model viewer of some Pokemon games. Pokemon characters. Stupid. Then we have Stretchmo. I don't ever think I played this. It's just downloaded. And these are just some special things that I downloaded over time. Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire special demo version. Can't forget BitBoy Arcade. What's weird about that one is that it uses the little walking points you'd get for going a certain amount of steps to play the game. It's very weird. Very weird. And I have the Super Smash Bros. 3DS special demo version that they released for certain people. I won it out of somebody doing a CPU battle between characters. I picked Mega Man and he won. I was like, yeah, yeah. So here we go. And I think that is it. Yeah. Sorry if this took so long, but I just wanted to get pretty much everything out. But you know, covered. So yes, that's my 3DS, DS collection, and digital 3DS collection. My name is Alex. Hopefully you stuck to the whole video, and if you did, you're awesome. And I'll be seeing you next time. Farewell.